This is the last section of the chapter, and we are dealing with volume. This may or may not be a new skill. Like I've said before, if you remember most of your stuff from grade 9, this will feel pretty comfy. So volume is the amount of space an object occupies. The volume of any prism is really just the area of the base times the area of the height. We have the following formulas available for you guys. That we have a cube, a rectangular prism, a cylinder, a cone, and a sphere. And just remembering that all of these have to be in units cubed. Okay, so Alfred has a bulk container that holds 2,000 cubic inches of dog biscuits. He plans to sell the biscuits in small boxes that measure 5 by 8 by 6. How many boxes will he need to sell all of the dog biscuits? So volume is equal to length, width, height, which is equal to 5 times 8 times 6. That is a multiplying sign, not a plus sign, which is equal to 240 inches cubed. So 2,000 divided by 240 is equal to 8.3. And we need to round up, so 9 boxes. Okay, build your skills. A fish tank is a rectangular prism that is 30 inches long, 24 inches deep, and 18 inches high. How much water will it hold in cubic inches? So 30 times 24 times 18. 30 times 24 times 18 gives us 12960 inches cubed. In cubic feet, we convert this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to say. These dots. Inches cubed times by 1 foot cubed is 36 inches cubed. Should be 360 feet cubed. No, I did something backwards. Let's erase. That is not how that works. Unfortunately, I did some multiplication wrong. So this is 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches to give us 7.5 feet cubed, which makes a lot more sense than what I had before. Petra must stack boxes that are 3 feet by 2.5 by 1.5 onto a truck. What is the volume of each box? So volume is equal to length, width, height. So 3 times 2.5 times 1.5 should give us 11.25 feet cubed. Well, the contents of a box that is 3 inches by 3 inches by 3 inches by 4 inches by 6 inches fit into a cube with the sides of 4 inches. So the volume of the box is 3 by 4 by 4, so 16, 12 times 4. Contents of, oh, that's by 6. Whoops. 72 inches cubed. Volume of the cube is 4 to the power of 3, which is 64, and it will not fit. Okay, example 2. Paulino runs a landscaping business. They need to cover an area that is 10.8 by 9.5 meters with 10 centimeters of topsoil. How much will it cost? If the soil costs 18.75 yards cubed and the soil is available in multiples of 1.5 yards cubed. So we need to convert this from meters to yards. So 1 yard is equal to 0.9 meters. So this would be yard over 10.8 meters is equal to 1 yard over 0.9 meters to give us, let's call this x, is 12.0 yards. Then we have to do the other side. So y, let's do t yards is equal to 1 yard over 0.9 meters over 9.5 meters. T is equal to 10.6 yards. And the depth, so this would be h yards over 0.1 meters, knowing that 10 centimeters is 1 meter, is equal to 1 yard over 0.9 meters. So h is giving us 0.1 yards. So we multiply that all together for the volume. 12 times 10.6 times 0.1 to give us 12.7 yards cubes. So I need this much, but it's only sold in multiples of 1.5 yards. So I'm going to need to purchase 13 yards cubic times by 18.75, which is going to give us $243.75 for the total job. The garden bed is 4 feet by 3 feet, and a 6-inch layer of soil will need to be spread over the garden. A bag of soil contains 2 feet cubed of soil. How many bags are needed to cover the garden? So this is a little bit easier than last time. This 6 inches is really half of a foot. So this is just 4 by 3 by 0.5. So this is 6 feet cubed. And then I will need 3 bags of soil. Carl buys bales of hay that measure 15 inches by 24 inches by 36 inches. I need to buy 250 bales, and I need to know that if they will fit in his barn, what is the total volume of hay in cubic feet? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to multiply these together. That's a familiar looking number. Inches cubed times by, I need feet. One, 2, 9, 6, 0, divide by 12, divide by 12, divide by 12. Am I reading this wrong again? I might be. 1 second. No, I was right. I just got hung up. 7.5 feet cubed, and I need 250 of those. So it's 1875 feet cubed. I got hung up because it looks so similar to the other question. So a computer measures 9 by 16 by 16.5 inches. It requires 1.5 inches of padding on each side. What is the volume of the padded box? So this should be 10.5 by 17.5 by 18. So 10.5 times 17.5 times 18. Okay, 1 second. I know what I did wrong. I only did one side, so this should be 9 plus 3 inches to give me 12, 16 plus 3 to give me 19, and 16.5 plus 3 to give me 19.5. Then you multiply these all together. There we go. We get 4,446 inches cubed. Now we're going to work with capacity. Capacity is the amount it can hold. Volume is the amount of space that it takes up. So this is how much the container can hold. In SI, the basic unit of capacity is the liter, which is 1/1000th of a cubic, or 1,000 cubic centimeters. In imperial units, the capacity is measured in gallons. So we have 4 quarts is equal to a gallon, 2 pints is equal to a quart, and 2 cups is equal to 1 pint. However, the gallon has 2 different sizes. The British gallon is approximately 4.5 liters, and 1 pint is 20 fluid ounces. American gallon is approximately 3.8 liters, and 1 pint is 16 fluid ounces. In measuring liquids for recipes, we often use teaspoons and tablespoons and then convert over to our side. But our 1 cup is actually 237 milliliters, but we usually round it to 250. So here's an example. Paul is opening a French bakery and wants to make authentic French recipes. All the recipes are given in metric, but she has imperial measuring devices. The creme brulee recipe requires 500 milliliters of cream and 1.2 milliliters of vanilla. So how much cream will she need in cups? 500 milliliters times by 1 cup over 250 milliliters. Which gives us, this cancels, this reduces to 2, so 2 cups. Some of us might be able to do that in our head. I did, and it was hard for me to write it down, and that's just because I do so much baking. So I need to convert 1.25 milliliters to teaspoons. 1 teaspoon is equal to 5 milliliters. So I have 1.25 milliliters times by 1 teaspoon over 5 milliliters, which gives me 0.25 of a teaspoon, or 1/4 teaspoon. Test. How much cream will she need in fluid ounces? So I have 500 milliliters, which is 2 cups. 2 cups is equal to 1 pint, and 1 pint is equal to 16 fluid ounces. And that was just looking back at this and this. Okay. Serena is traveling through the US and her car's gas tank has a capacity of 55 liters. How much is this in American gallons? So we have 55 liters times by, in American gallons, we have 1 gallon is equal to 3.8 liters. So 55 divided by 3.8 gives us 14.47 gallons. Yeah, or we can round that to 14.5 gallons. If gas costs $2.99 per gallon in Bellingham, how much will it cost to fill her car, assuming it's totally empty? 14.5 times 2.99, which is $43.36. Assuming she has the same car in London, England, where gas costs 9.86 per gallon, how much will it cost to fill her tank? So remember that our British gallon is different. So our car is 55 liters times by 1 gallon over 4.5. 55 divided by 4.5 gives us 12.2 gallons times by 9.86, which should give us 120.51. Okay, the box of Jacob's cube has cube van has inside dimensions of 20 feet, 10.8 inches, 12 feet. Calculate the volume of the interior. So volume of the interior, this is 20 feet. 10 feet, 8 inches. So this is 10.8. Should be 10.6 because 8 inches divided by 12 gives us 0.6 repeating, and 12 feet and a half. So the interior is 20 times 10.6 times 12.5. And rounded values, of course, give us 2,650. And again, I know in the back of the book it might be a little bit different, but that's probably because they kept this. Okay, Bev has 2 storage bins for grain. The first bin is 12 feet 8 inches by 8 feet 9 inches. And is filled to a level height of 4.5. She has to move grain measuring 9 feet by 9 feet. What will be the level height of the grain in the second bin? Okay, so this is 81. One second. Okay, I just needed to get my measurements sorted out there. So 12 2/3 by 8 3/4 by 4 1/2 is equal to a volume that is about 400, I shouldn't say about, it is 498.75 feet cubed. So that gives us our total volume of the amount that is in here. So now I have to put it into a second bin, which we know that has a length and a width of 9 by 9. And we need to figure out what the level height is. So if we go like this, volume length width, we have 498.75 feet cubed is equal to 9 times 9 times h. So if we divide this by 9 and 9, that's divided by 81, which gives us 6.157 is equal to height. 6.2 feet is equal to height. Just like that. And that's it. That's the end of the chapter. I'm surprised we didn't do more with capacity, but I'm sure if there's any questions in the practice your new skills with that, let me know and I will definitely be happy to help you. And that's it.